Okay, excellent. So the first one is about willpower. So what is willpower and where does it sit inside our brain? And scientists, with the advent of imaging, fMRI, magnetic resonant imaging, were able to identify the area in the brain where willpower actually sits. And that is what neurologists call the prefrontal cortex, the area right in front of our brains, right here. And that area is responsible for the key executive functions of our brain. And those functions are numerous. It's a highly complex and highly networked system, and is responsible for our long-term goal planning, complex problem analysis, emotional regulation, our attention management, action initiation, situational assessment, social appropriateness, what we can and should do socially and what we should avoid doing, response selection, should we do A or B? All of that happens here, including our working memory. But also scientists were able to find out within the prefrontal cortex where are the two areas that are controlling our actions. And they found that the left side of what they call the orbital frontal cortex, sitting right above the eyes, right here, the left side is responsible for initiating action. The right side is responsible for inhibiting action. So basically our willpower sits right here above our eyes. And they were able to actually do fMRI studies, give their subjects all range of different conditions and tasks to work on, and see the effect of those on what's happening inside their brains, which areas light up, which areas go down, as the subjects go through the different willpower tasks. So scientists were able to determine the two key attributes of willpower. The first one is willpower is a depletable resource. We have a lot more of it in the morning when we wake up after a good night's sleep, after breakfast, very important. But it depletes over time. And as the level of glucose in our blood and in our body goes down, our willpower, and we get more tired, our willpower resource is depleted. The second thing that they were able to find out is that willpower is actually like a muscle. You exercise it, you develop it, you keep it fit, and it can work for you. You let it go, you don't work on it, over time your willpower will go down, will diminish. So they did a very interesting study in Israel about parole judges, and they surveyed the number of parole awards that the judges were awarding as a function of time during the day. And they did this for, a couple of years, I think the study went. So they had a lot of data to go with. And what they found is that first thing in the morning, the judges awarded about 65–67% of the cases that were presented to them. As the morning progressed, just before lunchtime, it went down to almost zero. After lunch, it shot up, as you see, again to about 65%, a little lower than in the morning. And then it went down again and up again after they had their afternoon break and their afternoon snack or something. So that demonstrated how depletable that willpower resource is and how careful and aware we should be of it, and make sure that we manage our day based on what we know our willpower status will be. The second, coming back to how can we develop that willpower, the second attribute. And they were able to find, those researchers, same researchers, a guy by the name of Roy Baumeister is probably the leading scientist in the area. And what he's recommending, and he's tested it numerous times over studies with his research subjects, is to start doing small tasks that you know you can convert into habits, you know you will be successful with. Take these things and work on them for about 8 weeks until you master them. So for example, I took him up on his recommendation, moved the mouse to the other hand on my computer. The first week or two were very frustrating because I couldn't figure out how to do it. It wasted time. I would spend double the time to operate my laptop. But after the third and fourth week, the habit took root, and today, and I've been doing this now for, I don't know, 6 months or something, today, if I move it to the right hand, it will feel awkward. Then I took it, after I mastered that and habitualized that behavior, I took my next challenge, and that is starting to brush my teeth with my non-dominant hand being, in my case, the left hand. And initially, again, it was difficult. I would hit my gums and I would go in all kinds of directions. It was really not funny and hurtful. But after a while, I mastered that one as well. The next thing I did is started to wash the dishes at home. That's my responsibility. If you can tolerate 1 or 2 broken plates, you can do it. And you will master it. And after a period of time, typically they say 6 to 8 weeks, it will become habitualized as well. The next challenge I took is to start shaving with my non-dominant hand. I had a couple of bloody accidents. I'm not there yet where I want to be, but actually today, just before I came here, as you can see, I'm still intact. It takes time, and the recommendation, depending on the complexity of the task, is 6 to 8 weeks. So the suggestion from scientists like Roy Baumeister and other willpower scientists is take small tasks, start working on them until they become a habit, and just this mere exercise of applying your self-discipline and self-control on working on something that doesn't come naturally to you, over time will help you develop a stronger willpower muscle. So the 2 interventions, just to summarize, number 1, be aware of your willpower cycles. Don't set yourself up to make major decisions when you know the glucose blood level is low. Make those decisions and use your most productive time when you know that your willpower is at its peak, number 1, and B is work on developing it.